Okay, now I'm going to get into how to use the appointment reminder system here. Just want you all to keep in mind and remember that it's one install per client. You can have unlimited clients, but it's one install per client. So for every client that you have, you're going to have to do another install. Now, with that said, taken from the other video, you should come to your profile and make sure you set the client settings first before you give them access, and then do any additional changes to the admin settings. To change the username and password for the client, you always have to use your auth key that you created on setup. Now, there's some other things inside of these administration settings that control some aspects. For example, the contact support link, if you want that to be an email link, you just do mail to : then your email. If you want it to be a URL to a support page or a payment page with a support form inside of it, just do a standard HTTP link like this right here. Now the logo is just going to be a straight up link as well. So you're going to want to upload your logo to a third party or maybe the same folder as your appointment system and then link to it directly. You can set your company name, your company email. You get notified when SMS credits are below 50. You get a notification, and then when it hits 0, you get a notification that the SMSs are out. If you ever need to change your Twilio settings, you come here and do that. Just always remember to use your country code, no spaces, no brackets, no colons, nothing like that. Just the country code and then the numbers all in line. And then make sure that you don't have any spaces in your SID and token. Now let's jump over to the home page. The first feature you'll notice here is at the very top. It just gives a welcome to the user, tells them the date, and tells them how many reminders they have outgoing today. All the links are at the top here. You got home, my profile, my appointment templates, appointment reports, and contact support. The first box at the top is a search for an appointment by name. So if you ever want to find a client, you just put in the text that you want to appear. It'll do a clear search for every table field or a table column, and it'll come up with anything that had ED in it. In this case, it finds a subscriber, Edward Hopkins, who signed up for an appointment on this day. Now the status is in queue. In queue means that it's getting ready to send appointments. It hasn't sent out any appointments yet. If you want to see what it looks like with appointments that have gone out, jump over to appointment reports. You'll see an example here. On this particular record, 1 of 3 in the template set have already gone out. Now at any time, either from this page or the search page, you can edit and delete the records. If you click on edit here, if you change the date or if you change the template for the client, it's going to delete any old reminders that he had under this particular account, and it's going to assign them to the new template. So it's always a good idea to try to keep all your templates that you design one set content for every single reminder day, and try not to do too many changes, because what can happen is if you add, for example, let's say if you had a template that had 3 reminders and then you decide you wanted to add a 4th reminder to it, well, this client's going to be sticking to 3 reminders because that's how it was originally when he was assigned into the actual reminder system. Now, if you happen to hit delete off the this page here, what will happen is it'll delete the client from the system, and it'll also delete all of his appointments. So if he's already in queue in queue, or if he's already had some sent, it's just going to delete them, but it's still going to record the SMSs that went out previously in the SMS credits that are remaining for the company. So you got to be very careful when deleting templates in the system, and I'll go more into that when you get into the templates. Another feature here on the home page is the create an appointment reminder. This is what it looks like on this particular page. This is what it looks like inside the widget, which I'm going to show you here in a second. To enter an appointment from this system, just enter the first name, last name, the phone number. The phone number can have brackets and spaces because what's going to happen at the end of the day, as soon as that's submitted, it's going to strip all of those brackets and spaces, and it's going to create a code, a long code that is recognizable for Twilio. Then they're going to set their appointment day, and then the time of the appointment, and then you choose a template. And let me just put a bogus number in here. And then we'll create a reminder, and this tells us the appointment reminder was added to queue. So we go to appointment reminders, and here we are right here. So we're in queue to be delivered. We jump back over to the home page. The next feature, and this is also found on the profile page, it's the get appointment widget and API information. Now you can create an exe file if you have an exe maker. You can get several that are online that use essentially just HTML inline frames. And this is an inline frame. It can be plugged into the exe file, or it can be plugged into a WordPress page, a regular web page. It's totally up to you. To do that, just open up an editor, create a page. You're going to copy the code, and then you're going to paste it into your web page, hit save, and then when it's open in a browser, it's going to look something like this. This is what's going to look like on the end for the actual client when they have it on their computer. What you do is you can create a shortcut on their desktop, and when they click it, it'll bring it up. They'll have to log in, and as long as they keep that open, they'll have access to keep adding appointments into the system. And I'll go ahead and add another appointment here, and just so you can see what it does, I'll create a reminder. It says Edward's appointment reminder added to queue, and then what it'll do is refresh for the next appointment to be added. So pretty cool. And when it's on a web page, keep in mind this is the inline frame. It only covers area from here to here. The rest of this will all be content, so you can put it anywhere on your page. Next is streaming in appointment reminders from a third-party script. A lot of practitioners or companies may have in-house software that they have developed, and they might have the ability when an appointment is created in their software to have it pinged into this system, which what will happen is it'll automatically attach them to a reminder template that's created, and it'll also, if you have this set to post into a marketing system, it'll also send that user into the marketing system as well. But essentially how this works is it gives you the URL to use. You just copy it and then give it to their programmer, and make sure that anything in green is filled in when it comes into the system. And then the template ID, you get the template ID for where you want that client to be added to from the appointment templates at the very bottom here. You'll see the ID right here. So we go back to the widget, and that's pretty much it. Just make sure that all the variables are filled in. When it comes to the date, it has to be in the format YYY, -MMM is for month, -DDD for day, space, HH for hour, MM for minute, and then 00 for your seconds. And then the hash key is automatically placed in there. This tells the system who the owner is when it's an incoming reminder being set. To stream new users' data to an external SMS marketing campaign, you may need to create a script in your marketing system to accept the incoming, but we've set an example here. So let's say if I had a wrecking ball system set up, you would have your wrecking ball domain, you'd have the directory, the file, and then you'd have 2. You'd set, this is your wrecking ball SMS number, so it's going to be like plus 734 or whatever it is. Ideally, you want to keep the same numbers that you're setting reminders from as the system that you're going to be marketing from. So you'd plug in that number there, where it's all in capitalized text there. From, you're going to keep it as is with the phone just like that, because it's automatically going to put that phone in there. And then the body, you're going to put the keyword for the campaign that you want that user to be added to. And then when you're done, you hit submit. The next item, this can be seen on several pages. Just My Account Info tells the client their SMS phone number, where all SMSs are going to be coming from, the total number of appointments that have been set up, and total number of appointments that have been sent. An appointment is not considered sent until every single appointment reminder in the set have been sent. SMS credits remaining, $199. This gives you an ongoing record of the SMSs used up. Now, if you remember from the previous video, at any time you can add or deduct by entering minus 100 or just a positive number, and then your auth token, and hit submit, and automatically add it to the credits remaining, and you get those notifications. Back to the home. To generate a CSV file, just click on Generate CSV, close the screen, and then get CSV data. And just copy and paste this into a text file, and then save that text file as a CSV with whatever name you want it to be, and then you can open it up in Excel, or you can import it into your SMS marketing system. Next is upcoming reminders. This can be found on several pages. This gives all the upcoming reminders from this very second going forward into the future, and it's all ascended by date. So it's going to go to the first appointment first, and then all the other ones are going to be sent out. And if you need to edit the appointment at any time, just click on Edit. And then any reminders that have been sent out are going to be listed here too. And the T number here indicates that this is template number 2. So lastly, we'll get into the appointment templates. Alright, as we discussed before, create your appointment reminders below. Keep in mind that if you edit a template after a customer has been assigned to a template, all changes will work, except the send times will default to the settings when they were added. You do not need to use all 5 reminder messages. Unused message boxes must be blank, including no spaces. To have reminders go out the day of the appointment, set the days to 0 and the hour and minute of the actual reminder. When days equal 0, the system is always going to take the hour and minute, what it equals, and then deduct it from the time of the appointment. So if you set this for 1 hour, this is set to 0, and this is set to 15, an hour and 15 minutes before the appointment, that reminder will go out. It's good practice when setting reminders. Your first reminder is the one that's going to go out 10 days before, and then you're going to have it going right up into the day of the actual appointment. That's the best practice. And like I said before, you don't have to use all 5. You can have just 2 reminders go out if you want. When editing a template and deciding to add a reminder, if customers have been assigned to appointments before your change, they will default to your old reminder set number. They will not get an added reminder, but will still get any changes you make to the existing content in the message. So what that's saying there is, if you had these done when he first signed up, these were the settings, and you decided later you added a 4th reminder, and let's say you edited the content on 2 and 1, he'll still get the content from 2 and 1, and he'll still get his 3rd message, but this 4th message he will not get. The only way that he'll be able to get the full scope of the messages is if you physically assign them to a different template and then assign them back into this template. It'll pick it right back up. But what's going to happen is, inside the reports, if you do that, some of these records will always say like 1 of 3 cent or 2 of 3 cent, because there was a reminder that was added at one time. So if one was already sent before you made the change, then that indicates to the system that you cannot send another reminder that has already been sent based on the dates that were set up inside the templates. So we're going to go back here. Let me open up an existing one. Click on Edit. Now here's a good way to set this up. The system gives you merge fields to use in your message. We got PROC in percent tags, and then day, first, and last. Day is going to take up 20 characters. So this is going to give the date and the time of the appointment. And we've already accounted for that in the character limits. And as well, for the first name, the average first name is 4 to 10 characters. That's already taken into account too. So when you put in day and you put in the actual date, this is pretty much the content that you're going to need up to the 135 character limit. So it's good practice to try to stay, when you're creating this, with using merge fields, try to keep it between 120 and 130 and have a few extra character spaces left. You do not have to use the procedure in here. This can be for reference only. You don't need to have the actual percent procedure codes in there. That's just in case if you have one reminder set up, and let's say it's for a reminder for braces in this instance, you could just have it because Joe Dental only does braces. You don't need to have the procedure for braces. It's already done. And you can see some examples of the way I've set it up. Got my first reminder at 10 days, and then it's going to go out at 5 p.m. and then here's the data that's inside the message. And then on the second reminder day, it's 1 day before, and it's at 5 p.m. and I did first reminder that your appointment at Joe Dental is tomorrow, and it gives the day. It'll print it out in those 20 characters. If you have any change of plans, please call us. And then on the last day, it's going to go out 1 hour before, because we have this set to 0. First reminder that your appointment at Joe Dental is Joe Dental for braces is in 1 hour. See you then. And then when you're done making edits, you just hit save or edit, and you're good to go there. Now, like I said before, if you ever hit delete for your templates, it's going to delete the template. It's going to delete all users attached to the template and all the appointments. So be very careful and make sure that your settings of your template are the way you want it, so you don't come back later and say, hey, I screwed up, and now you have 50 people on the appointment itself and you don't think it's going to work. It's always best to just use the edit button, because you can edit the template title. And let's see if there's anything else to go over here. Just always keep in mind that try to keep things nice and orderly. Like I said before, you want to go up into the appointment as your numbers go higher here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then your last day is always going to be an appointment reminder just before the actual appointment itself. So 1 hour to 2 hours, maybe 3 hours before. That's pretty much everything in a nutshell. If you find any bugs, I hope you don't, just click on the support link where you downloaded this file, and we'll take care of you. If there's anything else or any other updates, we'll definitely notify you. We'll probably be adding some features going forward as we get some ideas from the people that have purchased the system. So thank you for purchasing the appointment reminder system. You're definitely going to enjoy using it, and so will your clients. They're going to love you to death, because you're going to be saving them a ton of money, because a lot of those missed appointments are no longer to be missed, and they're just going to recoup that in the form of fees and what have you. So this is Ed Hopkins signing off. Until next time.